Join me on this journey as we talk about the hottest comic books in the world. Another semana, we're talking about the hottest comic books in the cosmos. On the line virtually, broadcasting from somewhere on Spaceship Earth, we got the leader of the Gempire, Gem Mint from Gem Mint Collectibles. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I don't know how everyone's gonna feel after watching this video, especially when we get through number 3.
I'm gonna need the community to hit the like button and the subscribe button because we're here every single week for the Comic Fam. Do it for Comic Butch. And at the list at number 10, we got some record breakers. We have the second appearance of Kang the Conqueror and the first time Spider-Man meets the Avengers, Captain America, Thor, Giant Man, and the Wasp. We're talking about Avengers number 11 that debuted in 1964. Jack the King Kirby, brilliance.
I always love this book. It's always been underrated, so nice to see it on the list. For me, it was always a Spider-Man key, an early Spider-Man appearance, Jack Kirby cover, and yeah, first time he meets the Avengers, which is like a trend that we're seeing now. First meetups, first battles, and we have some record-breaking sales to discuss here. We have a CGC 8.5, which sold for $1,395 back in June. That's up 8%, selling for $1,500. But we even have a 9.2 selling for $2,000 back in July, up now 16%, selling for $2,311.
Aside from the record breakers, the 7.0 even matched its 12-month average with a $664 sale this past week. We do have the first meeting of the heroes, but we also have a second appearance of Kang the Conqueror, making this extra spec worthy, not to mention the spec on Wonder Man, where he makes his second appearance in this comic book. At the list at number 9, we have Tomb of Dracula number 1, the first appearance of Dracula in Marvel Comics, debuting in 1972 with a glorious Neil Adams cover.
Bronze Age Marvel horror has been on fire since, I want to say, Moon Knight spec. We know we're getting a ton of characters from the macabre, and we also have had rumors that Anthony Starr, who played Homelander in The Boys, was going to portray Dracula in the Blade film, but that has yet to be confirmed.
Let me know in the comment section below who you would like to see portray Dracula. I think Anthony Starr would be an excellent choice. So creepy, it could just work. We also have a 7.0 that's trending above its 12-month average, selling for $640 this week. The average was $560.
The CGC 8.5 is up above its 12-month average as well by 3%, selling for $840. Then we have a CGC 3.0 that sold for $312 with no prior sales data.
Low grade copies going for $300. Members are grabbing any grades they can for the first appearance of Van Helsing, first appearance of Dracula. Keep up with all these key comic books, the rapidly moving marketplace, and support the show by downloading Key Collector Comics, better your comic hunt, and use code TOM101 to unlock a free 2-week subscription of the app. Get suggested pricing, catalog your comic books, get access to all the data that we cover weekly on this channel prior to the videos even coming out.
Which will bring us to number 8 on the list, and it's another Jack Kirby cover. Strange Tales 135 from 1965, starting to see a trend on this list.
It was the birthday week of Jack the King Kirby, and we have the first appearance of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the first appearance of the team Hydra, and Nick Fury becoming a member and agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. in this classic key issue.
We'll start with the high-performing sales that sold above their 12-month average. The CGC 7.0 selling for $500, which is 14% above that average. And then the 8.5, which sold for $900, making it 15% higher than that $785 average.
Then we have a 7.5 record-breaking sale, last selling in August for $650. A new sale this week, up 8%, hitting the $700 marker for the first time in comic book history. Hot damn, Comic Fam. Next at the list, at number 7, She-Hulk Spec. That is pushing Mutant Spec, pushing Logan Spec. We have Incredible Hulk issue 181, the first full appearance of the Wolverine.
So cool to see Incredible Hulk 181 back on the list here. No record breakers yet, but yeah, renewed interest in the character as we got that Easter egg during She-Hulk with a newspaper headline that reads, "Man fights with metal claws in bar brawl." We know that's got to be Logan, causing renewed interest in this book. A CGC 5.0 sold for $4,449, 4% above its 12-month average.
The 6.5 hitting $6,000 is trending 7% over its 12-month average. This book was selling for near $5,600 all year long.
And then we have a CGC 8.0 that sold $7,800, pushing it 4% above its $7,500 12-month average.
I think Logan is a safe bet if you can get the book when it's on the dip. However, some books are proving themselves to be holding strong regardless of how the market moves. At the list at number 6, Batman Adventures number 12. Debuting in 1993, the first appearance of Harley Quinn. Unlike many key comics that we've discussed in the last couple years of covering this list, hit the subscribe button. This is a comic that has stayed strong regardless of how modern of a book it is.
A book that really started to catch fire once we had Margot Robbie's portrayal of Harley Quinn in live action, who did an amazing job. Now we have the Joker sequel rumors. We know that Lady Gaga is tied to the film. Will she be our next Harley?
Based on the numbers, I think the community believes this to be true. We have a couple record-breaking sales. A 6.0 hitting 550 just this past June is up 3% with an all-new high of 565. And a 6.5 hitting 500 in April is up 16%, now selling for 579.
Keeping right ahead of that 6.0 as it should. We also have a 9.0 that sold for $775, putting it 4% above its 12-month average.
Less than 10 days to join the September Mystery Mail Call box. One per box, we have an Invincible #1 wraparound John Boy Myers cover going out. We made 4 different versions of the book going out at random. Hit ComicTom101.com, link in the description to join. Support this show and give me an excuse to send you comics every single month. Next at the list, at number 5, Incredible Hulk 102, more She-Hulk Spec, I presume?
Hey, it could be. We did have Mark Ruffalo's portrayal of Hulk in the She-Hulk show, and he's already taking off, going on his own adventure, making it prime time to spec on Hulk books. So Incredible Hulk 102 retitling back to the Incredible Hulk. We talked about this last week when this showed up as number 7 on the list. So here we are, number 5, moving up for an iconic, technically big premiere first issue.
After 5 years of no solo title, the Incredible Hulk takes over the issue here with issue 102. And last week, we reported on a 7.0 that hit $380, which was 9% over its 12-month average. Sometimes members say that if it's made the hot list, it's too late to spec. But I say nay, with another 7.0 landing this week, selling for $400, 13% over its new 12-month average that was established last week.
I think it's worth mentioning that a CGC 8.5 tied its 12-month average with a sale of $875. And then we have a CGC 9.2, which sold for $1,140, pushing it 3% above its 12-month average.
There's a lot of things to keep track of, Jem. I can see it getting confusing to a degree, which is why we have to report on some cold sales as well. At the list at number 4, Amazing Spider-Man 121. We're talking the death of Gwen Stacy, the unintentional snap caused by Spider-Man's attempt to save his beloved, debuting in 1973.
Classic issue, iconic cover, and let's talk about some of those sales increases. A CGC 4.5 sold for $350, 1% above its 12-month average. The 5.5 sold for $400, putting it 2% above its 12-month.
The 6.0 hit $475, selling 15% over its 12-month, and the 8.5 hitting $1,010 this week, breaking the $1,000 marker, is a 19% increase over the last 12 months.
Now that was a big sale, but at the same time, collectors are getting deals. A CGC 7.5 sold for just $370, putting it 35% below its 12-month average.
If members are patient, they keep their saved searches on. They're utilizing Auction Sniper. They may be finding some deals in a market where some books are hot as hell and seem unattainable. We have an 8.0 selling for $639 this past week, which is 3% under its 12-month average.
The next 2 books are higher grade and they don't come up as often, so we're going to take a look at these June sales. For a CGC 9.6, it sold for $22.80, 20% below its 12-month average.
The 9.8, super scarce, doesn't come up often, hit an average sale of $8,183 over the last 12 months. There was a sale 5% under that took place back in June for $7,800.
Yeah, it's a good indication of what you want to spend if you're looking to buy this book. We see the top coming down a little bit, the bottom's coming up a little bit, maybe find somewhere in the middle, bringing us to number 3 on the list. Marvel Premiere 47 from 1979, and this is where it might get a little controversial.
That's right. We have the first appearance of Scott Lang as Ant-Man in costume, and also the first appearance of Cassie Lang, who we knew rumors began circulating back in December 2020 that she would not only return for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, but she may return as a young Avenger. And with the poster seemingly confirming that, this book has been hot as hell. However, since San Diego Comic-Con, rumors have been out of control, and I think it has to do with the private trailer showing.
Now, this may get into spoiler territory regarding MODOK, so if you don't want to be spoiled, you might want to fast forward a little bit, but we have what looks to be the design choice for MODOK, and it doesn't look to be comic accurate.
Correct. We had this preview that took place in a private showing. Members who were in the audience had to keep their phones off, but there was an artist in the crowd, and that artist took to the canvas to recreate what he remembered that he saw on screen. And it looks like a dumbed down version of Ultron.
So it does look like MODOK. It's got the small body, the little arms and legs with that big head. And yeah, I mean, are they going to do a realistic, humongous head for MODOK in the MCU? Probably not. So I feel like this is what he's going to look like.
This is a classic character. I hope that there is still time for revisions to take place. I cross my fingers that Jim Carrey is still in line to portray this antagonist, and I hope that the mask will be removed to reveal the grotesque, the enlarged face of MODOK.
There's also rumors that there's going to be a MODOK origin change in this movie as well. The rumor is that Corey Stoll, the actor who played Darren Cross, aka Yellow Jacket in the first movie, would somehow become MODOK. So changing the origin, changing the character design, not things that collectors are into. But this isn't the first appearance of MODOK. This is the Cassie Lang, Scott Lang book, which seems pretty safe.
We're also led to believe that Kang the Conqueror will be the primary villain in this movie, making MODOK the secondary antagonist at best. Regardless, we have a 4.5 of this Ant-Man key, this Cassie Lang key, to talk about, hitting $90 sales, which is 5% over its 12-month average.
On to the higher grades, a CGC 9.0 sold for $256, 17% above its 12-month average. Just like the 9.4, it sold for $326, 3% above its 12-month average.
Then we have the 9.6 hitting $509 this past week, 5% over its recent 12 months. At the list at number 2, more She-Hulk Spec, more Wrecking Crew Spec. I suspect we have Tales to Astonish issue 63, debuting in 1965, the first full appearance and origin of the Leader.
Like we said, the Hulk storyline is wide open right now. They can do anything, and they're probably going to bring in his most notable villain, the Leader, who did get teased in The Incredible Hulk. Will they have the same actor reprise that role? That's yet to be seen, but we do have a CGC 3.0, which sold for $126, putting it 180% above its record-breaking sale of $45 from 2020.
The 9.0 hit $950 in January. It's up 68%, now selling for $1,600 for the first time in comic history. I call that a record breaker. Hot damn.
But hold on, we got a record breaker in a 9.2. Now, this sold for $700 back in 2019. It's up 256%, now selling for $2,495.
We knew back in December 2020, courtesy of Key Collector Comics, courtesy of a key alert, have your notifications turned on, that the Leader was rumored to make an appearance in the She-Hulk series. With the Incredible Hulk part of the canon of the MCU, it makes sense, especially after the Wrecking Crew makes their on-screen debut in episode 3. Regardless of how early of a rendition this antagonistic team is, they have to work for someone. Why not the Leader?
Make sure to hit that like button, share this video, subscribe to the channel. Tom's got a giveaway on deck.
Comic fam, we're shooting for 55,000 subscribers. It'll enter you to win by commenting down below this Whatnot Invincible #1 Omni-Man Tyler Kirkham variant. And I'll give you another reminder that we will never contact you in the comment section asking for money. These are scammers who are trying to infiltrate comic book themed channels, community sections, to steal from you. Don't get scammed. And at the list at number 1, the #1 hottest book in the cosmos. It's the macabre meets the supernatural, the most unique superhero of all time. We have the Ghost Rider, issue #1, debuting in 1973, the first solo title series featuring Ghost Rider. Johnny Blaze.
Like I foreshadowed earlier, we have the macabre, we have the supernatural entering the MCU. Who is the most popular of them all? It's got to be Johnny Blaze or Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider, and we have some strong performing sales and record breakers to discuss. We'll start with the CGC 4.5, selling for $500, 10% above its 12-month average.
The 7.0 hitting $700 is 1% over its 12-month average, and the 9.0, quite pricey of a book, selling for $13.20, is 5% over its recent 12 months.
Always thought this was the next best thing to Marvel Spotlight 5. We even have a CGC 0.5, which broke record. It sold for $71 back in 2020, putting it up now 121% with its $157 record-breaking sale.
Then we have a 4.0 record-breaking sale with members anticipating the inevitable reintroduction of multiple heroes from the supernatural, the macabre, Midnight Sun Spec, Johnny Blaze, Danny Ketch Spec, even Damian Hellstrom Spec. After his failed Hulu show, he makes his first cameo appearance in this issue. We have a 4.0 in February going for $450, up 11%, breaking the $500 marker for the first time in comic history. We appreciate your time today, comic fam. As always,
geek responsibly and stay minty fresh.
Enough said. Join myself, Jam Mint, and all my homies on the best new app to buy and sell collectibles. It's called Whatnot. Both links to both of our pages are in the description. And this weekend, I'm headed to Portland. I'm going to Rose City. I'm bringing my dad, Comic Pops. This is all his fault. He got me into comic books. Jeff, the Golden Age Guru, Heron Heavens, and Fire Guy Ryan will join me. Why don't you come on over? You can join us in the hotel room. We can get freaky and we can get you some comics. We'll see you soon.